And when I was at All In last year, I saw that you guys understood at that moment too what change the world really means. And I wanted more of that. And I thought to myself, why can't it be this way all of the time? Well, guess what, everyone? Now it can. So,
yeah! Woo! Welcome to Juice Pro Wrestling, episode 45. Yeah, with me in the studio tonight is a returning Butch Man Lee. How you doing, Butch?
Hi.
He's going with it.
That's for you, Stratton.
Oh, the cuts are coming. He's digging deep, getting tight.
Yeah, he's dodging me.
Yeah, ducking, duck, dive, dip, dodge, and duck.
DuckTales.
Woo! And tonight with us is a very special guest, referee of. Are you the senior referee? Can I call you that?
Yes.
All right, senior referee of Black Label Pro, Jeremy Tillema.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, man?
Hanging in there.
Oh, that's what I like to hear. Drinking on that Mike's Hard Lemonade cider, or what is it? Angry
After that,
Orchard.
I'm going to break open a Zima.
Hey, we've had Zima on the show before. Take it easy, guy. We got a lot to talk about. It's been another week removed since our last show with Steve from Warrior Wrestling, and a lot has.
Love you, Steve.
Yeah, Steve's the shit, man. There's a lot going on in the wrestling world. So real quick, we'll just break into some current news, and then we'll kind of give you guys an insight into Jeremy's world as a referee for Black Label and beyond. So some major breaking news coming out of New Japan Pro Wrestling this weekend. We have a new heavyweight champion of the world, and he wants you to breathe with him. I almost said breathe.
Breathe or breed?
I thought he was gonna, we don't have to breathe. Switchblade, Jay White, a.k.a. the new leader of the Bullet Club, the cutthroat era of the Bullet Club, is your new NJPW heavyweight champion. What do you guys think about that? Is Bullet Club kind of dead for you now that the lead's gone? Yeah, I figured as much. You know, we'll see what happens, but they for me, all they have is Tama and Jay White going for him.
To play devil's advocate, though, back in 98 or whenever it was when Sean left, everybody said DX was dead, and look what happened there. So who knows? Time will tell. We could be wrong about this.
That is correct. So we have that news coming out. But the major thing I want to kind of break into as far as news goes was the All Elite Wrestling press conference in Las Vegas. Holy shit. I forgot that it was going on that night. Luckily, I tuned in, and I caught it right. I think I got like 10 minutes of the pre-show shit with Conrad and Excalibur and whoever the fuck else is that.
Yeah, that other guy.
The rep from
that
AEW. Yeah, he's the guy. But I'll tell you what, man, I was not for a fucking press conference. This shit got me off the couch and was ready to punch some fucking holes in the walls.
Why? What was wrong with it?
No, I got that pump. It was like the Warrior coming down the ring, you know? And then I got gassed real quick.
Oh, brother, you got to work on that cardio.
I know, right? 2 minutes, regalos de mota. Anyway, so starting off the show, Cody comes out, and he's greeted by chants of thank you, Cody, which is super fucking awesome. One of the huge announcements for me to come out of this, and take it for what you will, depending on the talent exchange, is not only is AEW working with OWE out of China, they are also now partnering with AAA.
Well, I also heard that MLW is considering working with AEW as well.
There's a lot of speculation, Impact too, and I know Impact and MLW are collaborating on some stuff coming up here soon. But that's pretty huge. AAA, essentially, which is probably why they have the Lucha Brothers, and Don Callis also being a huge friend of the Bucks and everybody involved in AEW, and the Lucha Brothers being under contract right now with Impact Wrestling. And I think the whole MLW thing with the Lucha Brothers, they dropped the tag titles to the Hart Foundation.
Right.
And kind of, I think that might be done for right now. There's some backstory to that. You guys can Google that because I don't want to talk about it right now.
There's still a plethora, though, of wrestlers with MLW that
and
AEW would want to
right,
work with.
and AAA in general. And here's the thing. For you guys out there that don't realize it, unfortunately, it doesn't look like we're going to be getting a new season of Lucha Underground, which is pretty much AAA's flagship show. It is their flagship show in the States.
Although I did see a thing yesterday because I was reading some comments on a post that Melissa Santos had made, and a fan had said, oh, well, we hope to see you there for season 5 of Lucha Underground, and she said, I'll be there.
Well, so, she's if they do it, maybe she's saying that, there was also news that King Cuerno is, I guess, suing the company because he wants out of his contract. Or
like Evilise, they won't let her out either.
There's some shit going on, and unfortunately that sucks because Lucha Underground, in my opinion, is a huge part of this new boom in professional wrestling and how it's
Lucha Underground helped propel all of this to happen.
You can't talk about the stuff going on with AEW without talking about Lucha Underground.
I mean, everything about Lucha was awesome.
Yeah,
right.
The storylines might have gotten a little sci-fi,
soap opera.
Aside from that,
but that's cool because that
wrestling was amazing.
Yeah.
Right, that's why you love wrestling. But I thought they were well executed. And when you have a guy like Robert Rodriguez behind you, and it looked like a fucking cinematic, like a movie.
Right.
I dug their setup, man.
Dude. It was great.
Yeah.
But I only watched like 3 or 4 episodes of the last season, and I was like, it was still good, but they brought in too many WWE guys. I didn't want to see Jack Swagger, who I am more of a fan of now after that MMA victory.
Because he's
that
legit.
dude will rip your head off.
Yeah. No, and his wife is super hot too. So
yeah. I saw her at C2E2 2 years ago. Yeah,
was she there as Miss Hager?
She had like these weird...
Sammy Hager, 55.
She had some weird design leggings on, but they were mesmerizing to say the least.
Yeah, I'd rip them apart like the Hulkster, just eat her crotch.
Yeah, I was in line to like meet Mean Gene, and I don't know. I ended up getting out of line, and
what the
I
fuck
just took
is
a
your
picture.
problem? What the? All right, but you just brought me down with that, JR.
Yeah, that's a regret I'm gonna have to live with the rest of my life.
Yeah. We all love Mean Gene. R.I.P. But getting back to what I was saying about Lucha Underground, you got to give them their props. It's going to be sad to see if they don't continue, but they're getting a lot of... The only press I've seen about them, I'll put it this way, has been somewhat negative press, and that's not good. So if they continue, they continue. If not, it looks like AAA has secured at least some kind of deal with AEW as far as talent goes. So you will get to see a lot of that talent, much like you have an Impact.
Well, one thing that I believe leads the majority of people to believe that there won't be a season 5 is that Netflix has dropped Lucha Underground.
Yeah, but they're still on iTunes.
Yep.
Yeah, they're still on iTunes and shit.
But Netflix is a lot bigger broadcasting platform than
right. Well, hopefully we see him again.
Yeah.
So at this ceremony, this press conference, if you will, also another guy who appeared in Lucha Underground in this last season was Sonny Kiss. You guys familiar with Sonny Kiss?
Yep.
He is a openly gay wrestler. He super cool though, super awesome wrestler. This guy, like, it's weird because, I mean, he's very effeminate, but he's like, I don't know, he's got a good build.
You're all about well put together men.
Hey, the juice don't hate, man. The guy's looking
It's
good.
2019, brother.
I'm not sure what he is, but he's looking good either way. And the dude is super talented. So major props to AEW for picking him up. And the one thing I took away from, before we run down this quick list of what happened tonight, or that night I should say, was the diversity that AEW is bringing to the table. It is super diverse, man. And so this is just fucking awesome, and it got me fucking pumped up. So anyways, after that announcement and Cody coming out talking about AAA, you had Sammy, how do you say his last name?
Guevara.
Yes.
Guevara. He comes out and basically, he is announced as another talent signing.
Subscribe to his YouTube.
Yeah, he would like that. And I'd like if you subscribe to ours. Yeah, you did.
To both.
Yeah, jpdub.com, direct link. It doesn't stink. After that, and he's also the current AAA Cruiserweight champion. So for those of you that didn't know that, and you can also see him at Warrior Wrestling 4 coming up here on March 15th.
At Marion Catholic High School in Chicago.
Yeah, with half of the AEW roster. Excuse me, I swallowed a frog.
Bless you.
They ate a bunch of pogs. After that was Adam Hangman Page coming out in the street clothes. The reason I say this is because they did an episode of Being in the Elite lately where they're like talking about how he's not in shape. You know, it's like, why you're wearing your ring gear?
Yeah, and then he's like, I'll be in shape.
Yeah. So he comes out and the fans are chanting like, we want full gear. And, and he apologized for not showing up, saying he does not have the body for it.
Right.
So that once again, here's the example of these guys taking a joke and working it into a storyline that is going to attract people's attention. Because is it kind of silly and a little bit stupid? Yes, but it's fucking awesome.
Well, that and
it's getting a reaction.
Yes.
It proves that Being the Elite transfers to their show. You know, it shows that the people are actually watching.
It is
YouTube
the catalyst,
show.
and that's right. It is the way. It's not like traditional wrestling in the sense where you got to cut a promo and watch weekly on this wrestling show.
They'll only reference what was said on TV. Yeah,
right. Yeah. So you get your storylines through Being the Elite, which is super cool, man.
Well, I do want to interrupt though. One quick thing. My two favorite highlights of the press conference. You know, of course, Pentagon and Phoenix, but
you're spoiling it before we even
the Kylie Rae segment.
Yeah. We're getting there. We're working our way down.
Spoiler alert, dude.
Spoiler alert.
Those aren't cool.
JR just wants to fucking
there was
come.
No spoiler. I mean, everybody knew about Kylie Rae before the press conference.
Yeah, well, yeah. Anyways, Adam Hangman Page is interrupted by Pac. He cut a really cool promo. It was via satellite. Yes, it was super cool though, man. So you guys can go back and check that out.
Did you see Page's like response, because he's like, look at this dude, he didn't even turn his phone sideways to film it, he did it vertically.
Yeah. Oh man, that's awesome. That's gonna be one hell of a match. That was the first official match announced for Double or Nothing, was Hangman Page versus the bastard Pac. So that's gonna be a fucking killer match.
King of the cruiserweights.
Right, with the fucking ears looking like he came straight out of a what do you call it, like a Peter Jackson movie or something.
He could be on my fellowship to take the ring to Mordor any day.
Right. You can put a ring on my finger. The Young Bucks come out next. They do their little spiel.
Are they the only ones?
No. JR, I think, can tell you what happened after that. JR?
That's your cue. Yep. Hello.
Okay.
Earth
He's not coming in. He's not coming in. Yeah. All right. Anyways, so the Young Bucks come out and they announce they're looking for tag teams and how they want to build the tag team division. And out comes the best friends, Chucky T and Trent Beretta, dressed in full Scott Hall NWO Canadian tuxedos.
Say hello to the Chucky man.
Yeah, super fucking awesome. Great moment. I was marking out hardcore for that. And then after they introduce themselves, they come out and say their little thing. They walk to the back. And then we get JR's favorite, one of all of our favorites, probably one of our favorite tag teams in all of professional wrestling. The fucking Lucha Bros come out. And, man, dude, everybody's fucking popping really hard for this. They attacked the Young Bucks. Pentagon did, what was the Pentagon driver?
Yeah.
Fucking the package pile driver on Matt Jackson destroys them. Really cool segment, setting up a match for them at Double or Nothing, which everybody's looking forward to. And Ray Phoenix he suffered a stinger over the weekend at AEW show in Texas. Luckily, it was just that, and he's been reported to be fine, and it just needs a couple days to rest up, because they also have a huge match coming up with RVD and Sabu in April with Impact Wrestling. So up next, we had Brandy Rhodes coming out. Brandy Rhodes announced 2 Japanese wrestlers for the women's division, Yuka Sakazaki and Asia Khan. I probably botched that first name. You'll do that with Japanese wrestlers, you know. They will be at Double or Nothing. And then Brandy introduced JR's favorite. Here we go. Can we get a drum roll? Butchman Lee.
I can't believe you're not going to play the music for it.
He's super enthused about this. Gotta catch 'em all.
Gotta catch 'em all.
Fucking Kylie Rae a Chicago native.
That was the highlight of the night for me. I'm not even going to front.
I was popping super hard, man. First experience watching this young lady was at Black Label Pro. She's been a staple at your guys' shows, right?
Actually, she's only been to the one. She will be.
Was that?
That was her first time at Black Label.
Okay,
was a big Trouble in Little Crown Point.
Mm-hmm.
And then she'll be at our show. We'll get to that later, but she's going to be appearing for us again at a later date.
Right, and she's also going to be taking on another AEW superstar, Britt Baker, once again at Warrior Wrestling 4. Get your tickets at warriorwrestling.net.
Live in Chicago Heights.
By God, it's live! It's live! Smiley Collie!
That
Jeremy,
was a really good JR.
Yeah,
I liked it.
It was a JR. And we got JR sitting right next to us, too. It's crazy. It's a fucking crazy world we're living in. Kylie Rae, as we were talking, earlier and throughout the week before you appeared on the show, what a well-deserved opportunity for this young lady. Like,
I could not be happier for her.
Super talented in the ring, just like super over with everybody.
Super nice.
Yeah,
That's not a gimmick. That is who she is.
Right. The only thing that kind of sucks, as we were talking earlier before it went on air, was like, obviously, the Pokemon theme's going to go out the window.
Yeah, that's.
They already did it at the press conference.
Which it was. I think
it's
it was
expected.
it was the shock. Well, not the shock. It was just the seeing her not with the Pokemon theme, which has become synonymous with
right.
her. It'll take time to get used to it, but I think that Kylie Rae, the performer, will definitely earn the respect of people that are not familiar with her, and the Pokemon theme will just be kind of an unfortunate casualty to it. But I think she'll be fine.
Right. It was so weird because, like you were saying, like I saw her come out and I was like, holy shit! It's like one of my best friends or something just got signed, and I don't know Kylie well at all. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit you, but you feel when you connect with these superstars and you see them, you kind of feel something there. So it's like, hey man, that's like one of my homeboys or homegirls, like being a Chicagoland, Northwest Indiana native. It's like, wow, to see her get that signed, that's huge.
Yeah,
dude, that's fucking huge.
When you share a locker room with somebody and you see something like that happen.
Wait, you shared a locker room with her?
Bro.
Bro.
Not in the Vince Russo sense.
Oh, okay.
But, you've been on shows with somebody and you see them have that achievement happen for them. You're not human if you can't feel that for them.
Mm-hmm.
Especially someone as sweet as she is.
Yeah, she's so sweet that she got
gimmick.
She got attacked by, how do you say it, Nyla Rose?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with her. Is she a big deal?
In Japan, she is.
Yeah.
In Japan?
She's half Native American, half African American.
Okay. Yeah. I saw her come out. She did have the Indian.
She just looked like a ripoff of Tamina.
Oh, God. No one likes Tamina. Wait, do you like
nobody
Tamina?
likes Nyla Rose.
I've never met her. I couldn't tell you.
Well, gimmick-wise, we're talking. Anyways, so she gets in a scuffle with her, so we'll see what happens with that. After that, SCU comes out, and they do the worst town. This is the worst place I've ever been in type
do you think
catchphrase.
They'll do that at Warrior Wrestling on March 15th?
Oh, yeah, they
Chicago
will.
Heights,
oh, yeah.
Marian Catholic High School.
Yeah. Oh, I hope not. That's kind of bad. Like, you're at a Catholic high school, and you're like, this is the worst.
Watch for the Thunderbolt to just come down.
Yeah. Hashtag heel shit. That's going to happen. Anyway, and one cool thing they announced was the Double or Nothing after party.
Hosted by SCU all night.
Long.
Do you think
that's one of your favorites, isn't it, Butchman Lee?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be fucking amazing. To hang out with those dudes, I would like to be there just to hang out with those guys and everybody and party.
Well, you'll
dude.
get to March 15th at Marian Catholic High School.
Yeah, that's right.
In Chicago Heights, Illinois.
Yeah,
that's right. For low.
Up next, I was really excited about these guys. I know, JR, when we were talking on the phone, you were getting pumped about them too. Excalibur introduced Dragon Fu, the CEO.
I am Dragon Fu.
Dude, he was fucking like Samurai Sunday shit,
He
dude.
is a real-life stereotype.
Oh, dude.
I am Dragon Fu. How are you?
Right? The CEO of OWE, Michael Nee, and the vice president of OWE, SEMA.
Well, Michael Nee
SEMA,
will be bringing 5,000 years of Kung Fu.
Yeah. They're all about bringing the Kung Fu.
Yeah.
It was super awesome. It got me pumped. Because if you guys watch, I mean, it's no bullshit. They're straight doing kung fu in the ring, man.
And you could tell that the respect is there between Christopher Daniels and Shima. Like he said, they came up through Michinoku Pro Wrestling together.
Yeah. And I think actually the how do you say? Is it Chima or Sima? Shima.
Yeah.
Actually brought the Bucks out too. Was one of their first kind of major to get him out into Japan. He was one of the guys to bring him out there.
No shit.
Yeah. So there's much respect on that, and that's why
I didn't realize that. I'm assuming that's in China. He had said.
Yeah. OWE is.
Yeah. Like I always knew wrestling was big in Japan. I just assumed it was as big in China. I didn't realize that like there was really no market.
Yeah. OWE is new to me. What about you, Jeremy? You. When they announced it, was that news to you?
That was news to me.
Well, I think they said they've only been around for a couple of years.
Probably. They're probably pretty much like the AEW of China or something, you know?
Pretty much, yeah. Like the rival to New Japan, you know?
Right.
Whereas AEW will be the rival to WWF or WWE.
Right. So how do you say it again? Shima. Christopher Daniels. So SCU and with Christopher Daniels, as he's a part of it. They challenged Shima to a 6-man tag team match at Double or Nothing. It's going to be him and two of the top talents from OWE.
Of Shima's choosing.
Yeah. So that's going to be, that match is going to be, you're not going to know who these guys are, but after that night's over, it's going to be like, holy shit.
Will. Well, I wonder if whoever Shima brings, because Shima's not signed to AEW. They're just partnering with him for the show. I wonder if whoever he brings, if AEW will offer them contracts, or if they're not even going to touch it, since that's OWE talent and they're working together. They're not going to actually offer him a contract, just maybe a future working agreement.
Right. Something like that. I'm sure you're probably right about that. Up next, we had the Being the Elite theme music playing, and out comes this. Everybody was waiting for a long time. He finally found his fucking cell phone.
And he even referenced that. It's like, I have found my cell phone.
Yeah. They did the video too. It was super cool. I loved how
with
it was
the countdown.
Done. Yeah. Kenny Omega comes out, and not only is he announcing that he is a full-time member of the AEW roster, but he's what?
The executive vice president.
Right.
Number 4.
Yeah. God, man. I hope it doesn't turn into
so
WCW.
Cody even referenced 25% ownership, or how's this going to work?
Yeah, right.
There was an interview with Cody and the Young Bucks after the press conference, and Cody even said, he's like, I didn't realize he was executive vice president as well. He's like, that's news to me, but I guess there's 4 now.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, fuck it. We saw what they all were a part of before with All In.
Well, like Kenny said in his speech, there would be no, like he started the journey with the Young Bucks. They started calling themselves the Elite.
Right.
And to paraphrase, he said, that journey had to come to an end in Japan when they went their separate ways.
Mm-hmm.
But that leads me to believe that Omega was never even considering WWE.
No, not at all. And we all know, and not to be super negative because I hate doing that shit on here, but we know what WWE is, and we know what they would have done to him.
Well, the thing that WWE is if you made a name for yourself without their assistance, they're squashing you.
Yeah.
They're going to be unless we made you, we're not going to push you.
AJ is like the one
He's
guy.
an anomaly. Yeah.
Even guys that left and came back, it's like Kurt Angle or the Dudleys, or it's like, you're going to come back, you're going to be jobbers now.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't bring back the Job Squad. Huh.
Well, Al's busy, running
Are you going to get Goldberg to take time away from his lucrative Pop Warner football coaching career?
Right.
That's one thing.
Are you going to be the one to break the hearts of those children to say that their coach is leaving?
Right.
That's one thing that surprises me is that, 2 weeks ago, Goldberg was at the MGM Grand.
He was the same day the Bucks and everybody
still
was
announced nothing with him.
Oh, that's cool.
I mean, are we going to see something before Double or Nothing, or is this for future down the road?
Who knows? We don't know, and that's why it's a great time.
That's why wrestling's exciting again.
Maybe he just wanted to go to Vegas.
Yeah. It's very possible.
Maybe he wanted that continental breakfast.
I do. I got that the first 45 minutes I was in Vegas, but that's an inappropriate story. Anyways, so Kenny Omega's attacked by Chris Jericho, which I think is super cool. I've seen a couple fans online. I don't know if you've seen this, Jeremy. They're kind of shitting on it. Like, everybody's like, they want to troll, like, everybody bitches that WWE does the same things. Well, what's this? I consider this an awesome rematch, a continuation of a story that started in Japan that everybody was super stoked about and was a great fucking match, and now it's carrying over to the States. Sometimes wrestling fans are the worst, are they not?
I wouldn't say they're the worst. I would say that
they're their own worst enemy then.
You know what? That might be a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
Sometimes they just can't get out of their own way.
Right.
I'll tell you what, Omega versus Jericho too. I don't know why you wouldn't want to see that. That first one was fire.
It was amazing. Dude, they're just going to print money with that, dude. It's going to be intense. And it's curious to see where it goes. I know the first match was just like almost like a straight up brawl for most of the match. Jericho kind of coming out and beating the shit out of Kenny and using the old school heel tactics, and it was super awesome. I wonder if maybe we'll get somewhat of a more technical match with this one. You know he's going to do it different.
Well, and you can't forget the All In where
where he
the lights went out and then all of a sudden it was Jericho in the ring instead of Pentagon.
Jericho dressed as Pentagon. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was super awesome. So
Did not see that coming.
No, not at all.
Nope.
But after that, Kenny gets back on the mic after they get Jericho out of there, and it tells everybody goodbye, good night, bang, and all that good stuff. And there you have it. That was the AEW press conference for Double or Nothing. We got to see Billy Gunn out there as he was Jericho.
Pulling Jericho back. Yeah,
still jacked.
The one.
And don't forget about Atlas Security.
Atlas Security from ECW, dude. ECW. What'd you say to me when we were texting?
I was like the mulleted security guy from WWE.
Like, dude, that's a fucking ECW security. TNA utilized them guys too when they're
911 gonna be there too.
Oh man, that'd be awesome, dude. You a big fan of old school ECW, Jeremy, or what?
That was a bit before my time. Unfortunately.
All right. We got a little tenderoni in the house.
I'll have to go back and watch that on the network.
Oh man, there's a lot of great shit to watch.
911 wasn't that one man gang?
No, 911.
Or the tag team.
He was the fake Undertaker.
Yeah. Oh, Brian Lee.
Brian Lee.
Okay. All right.
He was when he was
Under
Paul
Faker.
Heyman's or was it Paul Heyman or Paul E?
Paul E. Dangerously.
Yeah.
But remember, there was another Paul E.
Yeah, because there was
You're not talking about the guy that
Louis-
does the Ric Flair
Louis
thing.
Dangerously.
Louis
Paul Lee.
Dangerously. No, that was Sign Guy Dudley.
Oh, him. Yeah.
Yeah.
that guy.
He ended up being Louis Dangerously. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways,
moving on. So Jeremy, let's kind of get into your history of pro wrestling, kind of what your involvement is in the business and all that jazz, if you don't mind.
What do you want to know?
What do I want to know? I want to know it all. I want to go think goose, Daddy. I want it right now. You're supposed to say, okay.
Okay.
All right. He's like, that's okay. So you are the ref for Black Label Pro, right? Has this been the situation since day one or what?
No, not from day one.
Give us your history with them.
With Black Label, honestly, I sent in my resume and Mikey gave me Mikey Blanton.
What up, Mikey?
Love you, Mikey. Wendy's is better, by the way. Mikey Blanton.
He does shit on Wendy's, dude.
Stop shitting on the best freaking burger going.
Oh man.
At least in the fast food era.
He hates them.
I don't understand the hate that he could give to such a delicious patty.
It is good. It's fresh, never frozen.
I once dated a Patty.
You did?
She was pretty delicious.
Did she have red pigtails too?
No, her last name was Smith, and she was in a band called the Pretenders. True story.
Fair enough.
And did you know his dad's Al Snow? No joke.
V.
Yeah. You don't see it? Look at him, dude.
Yeah.
I'll show you after the show.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
We'll get into it. But anyways,
I feel like there's some
there's no ribbon
here.
There's no rib meat in this.
I've got proof.
Yep.
Oh boy. But yeah, I shot him an email, told him here's my resume, and he said we'll give you a shot. And
Emails are usually the best thing to shoot at somebody.
Yeah.
unless you're like
Unless
good
you're
friends, you
sliding
shoot
in
a
the-
paintball at him, you know.
I would have sent him a dick pic in the DM or something, like, hey, Mikey, check it out.
Yeah, probably.
Fired. I would have sent that and then put like a WCW logo next to it. Bam! I'm signed. Mikey, I hope you're listening to this.
he's gonna listen back to this. He's just gonna send me a text, dude. What the hell?
Yeah, he's going to be like, fuck the Jews. That's all right. I still love you, Mikey.
You said the juice, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Orange
Yeah,
juice?
I did. It did sound like I said Jews. It
Yeah.
did. Most definitely not that. I did not say that. Anyways, so you've worked every match then? Well, not every match, but I should say every event.
All but one. I had something personal going on.
Okay.
So I missed the Big Trouble in Little China. But yeah,
Little Crown Point.
Little Crown Point.
I did it.
Yeah, you did the same shit last week.
Here's the
Big
thing.
Trouble in Little Crown Point. I'm sorry.
And Mikey's not afraid to call out my botches because I've done it a lot, unfortunately.
There it is.
I did it. He's called me out on it, and I'm glad that I finally got a member of his crew that did the same shit. And
in all fairness, I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning.
Hey,
leave me alone.
You ain't got to explain something to me, man. I get it, dude.
Mike's gonna be like, yeah, well, I've been up since 6 o'clock yesterday evening, and I'm still going.
Yeah, right.
What's your excuse?
Red balls. It's cocaine in a can.
No, I thought it was Chuck Norris pee.
Oh yeah, well that too.
Joe Rogan.
Let me tell you something you may not know.
I smoke rocks.
Did you guys catch that Chappelle when he did SNL and it was like the
Yeah.
Negan?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Look at that, a brother named Negan. Oh God, man, that's some good shit.
But yeah, all but one, and I'm gonna be. I was at a wedding,
Right.
and I was on my phone watching the show, like just hating the.
It was a good event. I was there.
Yeah. That main event with Jordan and
man, that was
Ethan
killer.
Page, was just off the chain, and I hated myself for not being able to be there. But yeah,
Fuck it, man. Familia.
well, yeah, that's the only Black Label show I've missed since Black Label came into creation back in September 2017, and hopefully it'll stay that way.
Yeah.
Speaking of Ethan Page, shout out to Ethan Page and congratulations on keeping your daughter alive for 365 days.
Yep.
Read
Nice.
that earlier today.
Yeah. He's
Ethan
also
Page
got
is the man.
He's got a vlog or whatever. Are they doing
vlog
it
Called
Yeah.
a vlog.
Yeah. Is that going on High Spots? Is that
I don't
where
know.
it's-
Where do they put B-logs at?
I
Maybe
don't
that's
know.
where they put V-logs.
I know, vagina logs. Ugh, can you imagine
The vagina monologues?
the logs that come out of vaginas? Anyways,
Speaking of which,
I told you it was
Priscilla
crazy.
Kelly-
Awesome. I'm just in awe of him.
Priscilla Kelly, she's
yeah, that's
Got some
another
stuff
huge
coming
man.
out of
We were
her.
oh, yes, she does.
and it's not blunt.
And it's
this
going
time.
into you.
That's right.
Or
Open
onto
wide.
you. Open wide for Chunky. Oh, a little bit of Al Roker Jr. right
Yeah,
there.
for those who aren't aware, Priscilla Kelly is continuing the shenanigans.
Yeah, she did a match with it's her husband, right? We established this.
Darby Allin.
Darby Allin, who is another he was at Black Label. He was at the Big Trouble in Little.
he's another indie darling.
Black Label regular.
Yeah, and he also appeared on one of the latest episodes of Being the Elite.
Be elite. Be elite.
Slim Shady, I'm about to have yo baby.
Yo, DJ, drop that bass.
How low can you go? Juice Pro. Well, the brother don't. Never mind. I'm not a rapper. Anyways, so Darby Allin he's appeared on some big shit, as did, we were talking earlier, before we went on air, Alley Cat was in the latest episode of Being the Elite. So you're seeing some of these Black Label guys pop up, and it's super fucking cool. But getting back to what we're saying about Priscilla Kelly, she was tagging with her husband,
Yes.
Darby Allin, against
In a bar fight.
it was a bar fight against,
forget
I don't
who
know
she
who
was
she was fighting.
facing, yeah.
The finish saw her vomit. Physically,
She's gotta. You're gonna be sick. You're gonna puke. he's gonna puke.
kind of lingus. She throws up on this guy's chest, and
And
Darby
Darby
gets
lost it again.
yeah, they lost their shit. Darby Allin rolls it up for the 1-2-3, and there you have it. Another moment in wrestling history that is Gigi Allen-esque, to say the least.
people just got to realize that Hell's favorite harlot, Priscilla Kelly, that's her
She's
shtick.
living the gimmick. Yeah,
more power to her.
she's
No worse than Mae Young giving birth to a hand. So.
Yeah. We
You
were
know,
talking about that. People are going to shit on anything they don't like. And if they don't like it, hey, you're entitled to that. But the fact of the matter is, to go back to the tampon spot, It got her over. It's made her more money.
It's not everybody's taste. It's certainly not mine. But if people didn't know her name before that,
they do now.
They do now.
Well, if she wasn't before, she's booked for the year now.
Right. Yeah. Like if people don't know me when I after the show when I slap JR with a frozen turd, they're gonna know.
Hey, I'll make you a bowl of mashed potatoes.
Okay.
Naked.
Wait, hey, real quick. We're gonna throw. This is for Mikey right here because this is old. He'll get this old WCW soundtrack shout out here. Remember the Conan spot?
Oh, hey, Lex. I know you can hear this, so peep this. There's Russian, there's Italian, there's French, and there's creamy. Those are dressings. So tonight, prepare to bow down, toss my salad, and peel my potatoes.
Wolfpack is back. Cause a mass destruction. Oh, I always love that, dude.
I'll be honest. I like the Wolfpack theme more than I like the NWO Black and White theme.
I'm glad you brought that up. I shared that. There's a group on Facebook called the WCW Nation. You guys should all check them out. I always share their shit in the Juice Pro Wrestling universe. They always do some killer-ass polls. They did one was, whose theme did you like better? It was NWO Hollywood or the Wolfpack? And I'm kind of torn because I always got to go Hollywood because it was just what it was.
I preferred, as an entity, I preferred NWO Black and White.
Right.
Music-wise, I loved the Wolfpack.
Well, because Wolfpack, that was an actual wrestling theme. Whereas the NWO was just
chopped up Jimi Hendrix.
Yeah.
It was a bunch
Not
of
that there's anything wrong with Jimi Hendrix or
and then they called it Rock House. that was
right. Can't forget the LWO and the OWO and the OWN and
the LWO music, which was Chavo Guerrero's, I think, entrance music. I dug that shit too. Fuck you if you don't like it. You know, I want an LWO shirt, man. What do I care?
I'm sure Pro Wrestling Tees.
I was going to say somewhere out there on the internet.
I want to bring Latino World Order back.
Stash pages. Giving all kinds of plugs.
Yeah, all kinds of hair plugs for Conan, the Barbarian. You know what's weird though is Conan was such I'd hate to say he's a victim of steroids. I mean, obviously he probably used them, but if you look back at the guy, I mean, and he's a lucha libre legend, dude, like straight up fucking legend. Yeah. Like I think he's probably on the level of like almost like a Solar or a Blue Demon level, at least nowadays.
Well, and he Blue Demon though that was a luchador, which Conan started as a luchador,
and that's what I'm saying. Like,
but once you took the mask off. He's a different
right.
different level then.
But he's still, everybody know who he was.
Yeah.
And he was a rock star in Mexico.
Yeah.
And it's just so weird to see him now because even 10, 12 years ago, however long ago it was when he last made his TNA run, when he was like 3 Live Crew and all that shit. So that's probably even more like close to 15 years ago. And everybody, that shits on Impact doesn't realize, hey, they've been around longer than WCW ever was.
Well, that's the same thing like with Vampiro. Like, he was a rock star in Mexico.
Yeah. And he's Canadian. He was what is it, Vampiro Canadianese? I can't say it. However, they, he was
Canadian,
They had that AAA game for Xbox, which is really hard to play if you want to go back on the 360.
I was going to say, I was going to go with that Fire Pro, but I can't.
You got to try it, man.
I can't get with the graphics.
You video gamer at all, Jeremy?
They're just 16-bit.
I am, but honestly, I don't do a lot of the wrestling video games. A lot. I'm more of the the Metal Gears, the Resident Evils.
Speaking of Resident Evil, because I didn't know if you knew
one just dropped.
Yeah, we talk about video games on here, do we? Oh hell yeah, we do.
Oh hell yeah!
I'll be honest. Originally, I was not a fan of the second game. I just didn't care for it. Was it better production-wise and gameplay-wise than Resident Evil 1? Yes, in terms of the voice acting. They took it a little bit more.
They did some really shitty...
You were almost a Jill sandwich. Barry, where's Barry? All that crap. But, 2 was not my favorite. I was all, if you had to... make
you code Veronica favorite. Kid, huh?
No. Well, I liked it, but my favorite was 3, hands down. Nemesis scared the hell out of me as a kid, and man,
have you seen the remake though? Resident Evil 2,
dude.
Did you play the demo?
That has been demo. Did you buy the damn thing? that has been my life for the last week, and
it's fucking awesome.
I'll tell you what, it actually made me fear Mr. X for the first time in 20 years.
There you go.
I could still beat him. I was like, I was contemplating it the other day. I was actually cutting a promo in my head. I was like, look at this son of a bitch right here. I don't care how big you make him. I don't care how fast you make him walk. He's still never gonna be the nemesis. But dadgummit, now he scares me a little bit. Kudos,
dummy. Yeah.
Well, while we're on the video game topic, Xavier Woods, he has his own little podcast,
Up, down.
And they were all invited to the Mortal Kombat release party or reveal
Cody
party.
was there too?
Yes. Rumor and innuendo would have it that John Cena is going to be in the next Mortal Kombat.
What, movie or a game? As a character?
I've actually heard both, yeah. I've heard that he'll play as a character, like a Mortal Kombat character in a movie. But then I saw an image released of him yesterday. Actually, it was released by John Cena, and then people were questioning if he'll be in the video game and the next movie.
You know what though? John Cena does a lot of shit to just stir the pot, and people don't know that his whole Instagram is based on that.
Yeah,
he will just post shit just to get people talking.
Yeah, which is smart.
It is smart, and the thing is I still want to call him Midway because I'm old school gamer. But NetherRealm, they did do the WWE, what was it, Immortals mobile game, which was essentially WWE meets Mortal Kombat.
Right.
I'm glad you brought that up because I could see at some point, like, hey, should we sneak in a WWE guy in this Mortal Kombat game?
Yep.
Yeah, I think there are some characters that could work on a number of levels. Obviously, Kane or Undertaker.
Well, I mean, John Cena would definitely work when I've heard rumors that they're going to put Shaggy from Scooby-Doo in it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Ed Boon, the creator of one of the co-creators of Mortal Kombat, loves, and I fucking put a capital L on that shit, loves to troll you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
And he's like, confirmed everything. He'll put all these pictures out of everything. He's like, confirmed Pizza Hut and Mortal Kombat 11.
Well, I mean, I've heard that Shaggy was going to be in the Mortal Kombat. Then I've also heard that they were going to put him in the new Injustice.
It's totally crazy. I've already got like 1 or 2 fatalities for Shaggy if they put him in there. I am seeing he just grabs the dude by the throat, pulls out a giant freaking box of Scooby snacks, and just keeps just pouring it in until the dude explodes, or he just flat out eats the dude.
Fatality.
Well, see, I also heard that he would be in the new Injustice, and I actually saw. I follow a guy on Instagram called Dan Cakes, Dr. Dan Cakes.
Yeah.
He makes pancake art, but he did
like
one
pancakes.
of Shaggy with like laser beams shooting out of his eyes and everything, like
Frickin' laser beams.
I mean,
Mr. Bigglesworth.
there's talk about it.
Yeah, there is. Like I said though, they play a lot of mind games with that shit. I think NetherRealm, they are conscious about who they put in their games. There's been a huge outpouring for Spawn to be in Mortal Kombat.
When is that going to get a remake, by the way?
It's already
I've heard
it's coming out.
I've heard that it is.
We've remade every obscure title known to man.
And
Can
Spawn
we get
was a
good
shit.
Spawn
It was
we
a
remade
shit
the
movie.
Honeymooners. Come on.
The soundtrack was the only thing I thought that was decent about that movie, and that kind of sucked. Spawn, I think he confirmed it's going on about a year ago now. But the thing is Todd wrote a fucking, and when I say Todd, I'm talking about, of course, Todd McFarlane wrote like they're saying your typical 2-hour movies, like usually like 120 pages long as far as a script. He's like, I wrote like a 200-300 page script. So he had to trim it down. But Blumhouse, or Blumhouse, however you say it, the horror production company that's done a lot of shit, a lot of big movies, they're the ones who were behind it.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So, and as far as I've heard rumors of Michael B. Jordan possibly playing Spawn, a.k.a. Al
that would
Simmons.
actually be a good choice.
I don't think anybody would be upset by that.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And fuck, I wouldn't be upset if they rehired Michael J. White because he's legit. As long as they did a better. That shit that came out in 96, 97 was garbage. And the technology wasn't there, you know.
With Michael J. White, they didn't use his full capabilities.
No,
like,
he would be a
legitimate badass.
He would be a great, like, Jax or something in Mortal Kombat.
Exactly.
Like, he's legitimate, like, black belt martial artist.
Well, we touched on, Cena basically trolling people, his whole Instagram account. To touch on that, with social media accounts, The Undertaker removing WWE affiliations from his bio on Instagram. Your thoughts?
Hope he got money.
Yeah. I don't read too much into it. I mean, obviously you have to kind of pay attention as a wrestling fan, but I am going to put this out there. I don't really care because it's like, I love The Undertaker, right? Don't get me wrong, but I am so just done with The Undertaker at the same time. It's at least he can't do that outside of the WWE.
Right.
It's never going to happen. And we've seen him come back so much that at this point the streak's been over. There's nothing left for him to prove. But here he is. He's not one of these young bucks that like a Randy Orton who's still somewhat young. He's proved everything that he can do in WWE and done it all. He would be a great addition to AEW's roster.
Which there's been rumors of.
Right. They've been supposedly pursuing him.
Right.
And throwing big bucks at him, which, hey, man, that's a great signing. He can still go.
Big bucks from the
He's
young
bringing
bucks.
in an audience, makes you that much more legit if you can take a guy like that away from Vinnie Mac,
True.
But I don't really
Add
care.
on to that. Remember who Cody was paired with back when he made his debut?
Legacy, dude.
Yeah, so I mean, it's not like
There's some
isn't
stroke.
a connection
Some
there.
stroke. Double J.
Now, I know in the pre-show fist fight we talked about this, but imagine. Okay.
Imagine
so Undertaker
all
charges
the people.
$25,000 2-hour minimum
Oh, yeah, that's
Okay.
so 50 G's.
for $50,000
plus flight,
to make-
plus hotel, plus
Mikey,
whoever
are you
he's
listening?
bringing with.
But
Get mean Mark Callis.
think about
Always
this:
bringing this guy
you don't have to use the Undertaker's name; his face is recognizable.
Right.
And for $50,000, imagine the publicity it could do for AEW to bring him in just for a spot appearance.
Well, I meant he would probably do a StarCast thing.
Well, that's why I'm saying I believe that him removing WWE from his bio opens the opportunity
For more
have him.
cons and shit.
Even if it was for a 30-second spot at the next Double or Nothing pay per view.
See it though.
I don't
I see this
either.
as more of a Comic-Con thing.
Yeah.
He'll show up at C2E2.
But he's
He'll
been
show up
doing
at
Comic Cons. He was charging $90 for a photo at Wizard World, so he's been doing Comic Cons.
Yeah.
There's no need to remove your affiliation with WWE to sell your name. It's
getting you to talk about
go
it,
with a
isn't
different
it?
company.
Yeah. It's getting you to talk
It's
about
not
it.
promoting WWE though.
Yeah, but
But when you think of Undertaker,
who?
who else are you thinking of?
Right. I don't know. All I have to say about that is I see the buzz that it's creating, but I'm not reading too much into it.
Anybody notice that all of wrestling is kind of playing out on social media and on the internet now? Like they don't have to come out and do promos anymore. They don't have to do the closed circuit television. Hey there, Highland, Indiana. We're coming to you next month. They don't have to do that anymore.
You go
All they
on
gotta-
Flashbook or
everything's
Twitter.
everything's on social media now.
Yeah, it's
It's
that's
the
the way
new platform.
Right. And people are. We were talking earlier about the whole Austin Aries, Sami Callihan. Like, is it a work? Is it is it a shoot?
We'll find
helping
out.
to get people over.
We'll
Right.
find out.
I mean, look
March 15th.
Yeah,
at Warrior Wrestling.
4. Where can you get tickets at, JR?
You can get them at Warrior Wrestling Instagram. You can get them at
WarriorWrestling.com.
Net.
You botched it. God damn it. It's all right.
Steve, send
he's
out
sorry.
the hitman. Kill him.
Not the
Kill him
Hitman,
with
though.
death.
And who are the tickets through? Is it Ticket Leap or?
I think it's something like that. Ticket Leap or Brown Paper Tickets does you guys Black Label.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it might be Ticket Leap.
So.
Yeah. Anyways, March 15th, Marion Catholic High School in Chicago.
in Chicago High.
In Crown
Headlining.
Chicago.
Oh God, Warrior Wrestling.
Headlining SU versus OVE.
I'm sorry, Mike.
He's gonna be all over your ass.
I
on
used to be a referee for Black
send
Label,
your
bro.
this. Right? You guys heard it. It took Juice Pro Wrestling to get Jeremy fired.
45 minutes.
Fuck out! He kicked out! He's on fire! He's on fire! Barbecue! Barbecue! Pinata! Oh, like Stratton says, every time you guys hear me do the good old JR, you got to fucking finish whatever you're drinking if you are drinking a hell yeah. beverage. Yes, Jeremy needs a refill. Hey, there's one in the fridge, guy. Why don't you help
mind if I do.
yourself? Oh, earlier, so I was walking in front of the bookstore. We got downtown Hobart here, Green Door Books. You can go visit it at 220 Main Street.
The
Beautiful.
prices are a steal of a deal.
Yeah, it's $1 for a fucking book. And guess what? I got like 10 awesome wrestling autobiographies from that fucking store for $1.
Do they have the Harry Potter complete series? Because I'm missing my book.
They very much might.
I'll be
You
right
should go
back.
check them out. Yeah. I'm walking in front of the Tom Lounge's record bin, and he's throwing out salt out front, and he's like, "Don't throw any more on the neighbor's sidewalk." And his wife's like, "Well, other people gotta walk there too." And I'm just like running here because you were in the studio, and I'm just like, "What the fuck?" That's some heel shit right there, Crack-a-lackin'. So as we kind of got off subject a little bit into a little rant, we'll go back into what I was wanting to discuss as far as what kind of when did you get into pro wrestling? How long have you been a fan? What got you into it? Who got you into it? And who's some of your faves?
It started pretty much as long as I have memory as a kid, watching the old Saturday night shows with my mom.
Nice.
Watching the old, whatever, it was like Shotgun or Superstars, whatever it was.
Shotgun Saturday night! You were watching the bar shit late night Saturdays with your mom?
Oh, hell yeah,
you guys were going hard in the paint.
Well, as
respect!
As my mother would put it at that point, it was muscle-bound men in tight outfits. I mean, she was there for it.
Oh, so mom was watching, yeah.
Mom was watching, and I was watching for a completely different reason.
She was like, he's a man called Sting.
And in some way or another, I kept finding my way back to wrestling. There was a point where mom was no longer cool with wrestling being on in the house, but
right.
Some way or another, it always found its way back into my life, and it what ended up happening was the church that I was going to in DeMott was bringing it.
What is DeMont? What's their mascot? It's like the Devils, isn't it? The Red. Aren't they the Bulldogs?
No. That's Lowell.
Lowell. Okay.
DeMott, you've got the Christian high school. They're the Eagles, or you've got the public school. That's the Cougars. Kankakee Valley Cougars.
Introduce
with a K.
Here comes
with a
the
K.
Cougar. She's 55 and newly divorced.
An educational building is
right.
where they teach your children are spelling a cougar with a K.
Yeah.
But anyway,
it's all about that KKK.
No.
It's like Cow's Coffee Cup.
Scratch that. We're not promoting the KKK.
I'm not promoting it. I'm just saying.
The youth minister at my church was affiliated with Fire Pro Wrestling out of Maryville.
I worked security for them at one show, and this guy really creeped me out, and I left.
Oof.
Yep.
And they were bringing it down to my church, and I did not know that there was wrestling around me. All I knew was WWF and WCW and ECW. I did not know that there was anything outside of that. So to find out that there was a wrestling promotion anywhere close to me within driving distance, I was like, yo, I gotta go. And I ended up starting training as a wrestler. And
you also said you had a military background too, right?
Yeah, I was in the reserves, the Army Reserves, for 8 years. And I started training as a wrestler. And I just couldn't I couldn't really go full bore with that because of my military. I was afraid of getting hurt and not being
and then Uncle Sam telling you to fuck off.
Yeah, and I don't,
here's your check,
getting
$5.
kicked out of the military for anything other than your contract is up, that can really adversely affect you.
Ask Randy Orton.
Your life. So what ended up happening was the gentleman that now runs Backbreaker Wrestling in Griffith. No, Griffith.
Yeah.
In Griffith, Indiana, Sean Spanks. He was one of the bookers at the time at Fire Pro. And one night, they didn't have a referee, so he just threw a shirt at me and said, here, try not to suck. This was well before Joe Madden coined that. Try not to suck, and it just kind of, I wasn't any good, but I had probably more fun doing that than the previous year and a half, 2 years that I had been training as a wrestler. And it just kind of took off from there, and the rest was history at that point.
So, as a referee, do you have any famous referee heroes?
I do. I'd be remiss if
Earl and Dave.
Yeah, Earl Hebner.
Danny Davis.
Yeah.
Johnson.
My favorites before I got into wrestling was probably Mike Chioda and Earl Hebner and Charles Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Lil Nate.
Oh, woo! Yeah. But just name a couple.
Nice. Well, as a ref too, most of the time you're taking less bumps.
Yeah.
Unless you're doing some.
Unless you're trying to get hype for the match.
Yeah. Some extracurricular. unless you're in the 80s. But
out of this universe.
And what's that one thing that's going around now on Instagram where it was the old WWF musical where they were rocking out together. Yeah. Hogan's playing bass.
Yeah. And they're all got the saxophones and shit.
Someone posted that and said, everybody here is on cocaine. And Jericho retweeted it or posted it on Instagram. He's like, completely. He's like, I love how they cannot find the in-sync clap.
Yeah. Nobody could turn at the same time.
They're wrestlers. They're not trained monkeys.
Somehow the Super Bowl shuffle was more intact.
They're not here to start no trouble.
Yeah.
They're just here to do the WrestleMania shuffle.
Then that shit was. Gotta love the 80s, man. That pile driver era.
What a wonderful era.
Which era would you say is your favorite in professional wrestling?
Oh, everybody that's been alive less than 40 years probably would go with Attitude Era. Just because,
really?
I mean, come on, dude. No. Austin 316 is, and will always be the war cry of the 90s.
He was at WrestleMania, what, 13?
13, Blood from a Stone.
Yeah.
Yep.
See, I think we're really lucky because we're alive for possibly all three of the best eras of wrestling: the Golden Age, the Attitude Era,
and what's coming.
And what's coming.
The next 2 years is, we were talking about this off air. The next 2 years of wrestling are going to be amazing. From the smallest of independents to all the way up at the tippy top, your WWEs, your AEWs, Evolve, etc., etc. Everything is going to be banger. This is about to be that time where wrestling blows up again, bigger possibly than it was in the 80s and late 90s.
I think it's good. The territory scene. It is because back in the day when you had territories, I mean, wrestling was huge, but even though you had territories, it was still proprietary to NWA or WWF or whatever. Now you have
one big difference though. They did not have social media and the internet.
That's right. And that's gonna make everything fucking blow up and get real big, real hard, real stiff,
if you will.
Now, if you will, the American dream, dust the roads.
Now, do you think that AEW will eventually launch their own network like WWE?
I mean, we're talking way down the line.
It's too early to tell.
I'm not saying after their next pay-per-view. Just
I think for now.
Well, yeah. I mean,
with the way that wrestling's consumed nowadays, a streaming service is probably your best bet.
But they will be streamed on maybe the Fight app, like they were much with All In or Honor Club.
Wherever the money is, I'm sure they'll be there. Plus, they're backed by
the Khan family,
and the rumor has it they're going to get that TV deal. So inevitably, who knows,
with Turner Network too. And do you guys know this? I don't know if you read this, but Cody has publicly stated in an interview that he does view this, if they do score that, he does view it as the revenge for the death of WCW.
Really?
AEW.
Now
that's fucking awesome, dude.
I saw Cody mention something about launching a video game through Acclaim.
He what he said was
THQ.
He posted a picture on Twitter because I was, obviously I was all on top of that, which you can follow us on Twitter at JPW Podcast. Drop it like it's hot. What he posted was "Gotta love the classics," and it was a Nintendo 64 video.
But he said something like, "How awesome would it be to revive this engine
on this video game engine with modern superstars?"
Right.
And I'm like, dude. That would be so fucking killer because and they do have that because you have all your video game hackers and guys that go through but it sucks because they do it on PC. So it's you have to find that guy, that can do that shit for you and then be able to have the capability to play it. And fuck it, I'm going to be honest with you. I don't want to play anything on my computer. Give me a game system.
Yeah, you're better off just downloading a created player on the new WWE game.
Yeah. And here's the thing. And as you know, we did the Nintendo 64 No Mercy tournament last year.
I made it to the finals.
Yeah, he did. And the successor to that will be the WCW NWO Revenge tournament.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Revenge seems to be a theme here now.
Yeah. Fucking vengeance! But it could be so awesome if they use that in a modern platform, dude. Yes. And here's the thing. And I was telling you guys off air earlier with the Cody's Rockin' Wrestling, that guy did that picture, and it's the Hogan's Rockin' Wrestling.
That was cool.
It was super fucking cool. It's retro, man. It's retro. Retro is in no matter what medium of entertainment you are in because it's guys like me, you, and you that, or we're in our 30s and whatever, or even guys in their 40s that the 80s and 90s are super prevalent right now.
Right.
What's big? Fucking Moon Shoes, Nickelodeon Moon Shoes, and Super Soakers.
Yeah, everything makes a comeback.
Eureka's Castle.
Bell Bottoms made
Shout
a
out to
comeback.
Brian Cage on that. He liked. He was tweeting about Eureka's Castle, Pizza Hut puppets, hand puppets. I'm like, I fucking love that shit. I had that.
I'm hoping that old Batman animated series makes a comeback then if we're going to go down that route. Because I lived for that.
Yeah. And that was super fucking cool, too. Batman, I remember coming home and watching Rich Coase, dude, on the Cozone, dude. Yeah. For those of you who don't know Rich Coase. Yeah, Svengoolie. Man, dude, the Cozone on Fox 32 Kids.
Yep, after school every day.
Oh, dude, they had Batman, the animated series, Tiny Toon Adventures,
Animaniacs.
That old
Animaniacs.
the X-Men.
Oh, dude, X-Men was the shit.
Had me ready to Kool-Aid Man through a wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all know
Real
it.
George. That's my apocalypse. I could do a Juggernaut, too. Check it out.
Hey, Charlie, it's Juggernaut. Tell Cyclops I made him a convertible. Hey, Bob.
You know the guy who does Wolverine's voice in that? If you guys, I don't know if you guys play Call of Duty at all, but if you play like the Black Ops series, they do, what the fuck is it? It's like the Legends or whatever of the zombies. I forget what they call it. But there's one of those guys is the voice that was Wolverine in that series.
Really?
So every time I hear him talk, it's just like...
we were talking about Resident Evil earlier. There were two other voice actors that went on to be in Resident Evil. The one that voiced Claire Redfield voiced Jubilee, and the one that ended up voicing Jill in Nemesis played Jean Grey.
Yeah.
There was a lot of
in
cool
the
stuff
original X-Men cartoon.
Yeah,
Wolverine had a Australian accent.
Yeah, that was the one where it was like X-Men, X-Buddy, X-Buddy.
So
where he had the brown
Canadian.
suit on.
I was like, why is he Australian? He's
There's a little
Canadian.
foreshadowing there too, by the way.
Right? Think about it. Like a die. Didgeridoo.
Oh, I remember the first time I saw the Oklahoma play on video, and I saw Hugh Jackman come out and start singing. I was like, "Holy crap! Wolverine's got pipes!"
Hit the pipe.
Another thing about the nostalgia is Brian Pillman Jr., who will also be at Warrior Wrestling 4 at Marion
MLW.
Catholic
You
High
can
School.
follow him at Flying Brian Jr.
He's a big fan of nostalgic memorabilia, I guess you
I've
could say.
never not seen him
without
not wearing
Zubaz and a fanny pack, dude. And I told
That
him
fanny
too.
pack plays too.
I was like, man, when I was I remember vividly in like 4th, 5th grade rocking a pair of Cincinnati Bengals Zubaz and like some Ninja Turtle high tops. I think I said that in the last episode, but I remember telling them that. And also, I never had a fanny pack, although I want one now because, like, in the summertime, I rock the gym shorts a lot, right? You can't handle the strength.
You can't handle this.
As Taz would say, the strength. I would rock, the fucking the gym shorts. And a lot, even if they have pockets, they're not good for putting shit in, dude. You have to have a fanny pack. You have to. I remember Ratface when he came up here after WrestleMania last year, and he did. It was back then it was episode 5. So we're at 40 episodes ago. So shout out to Derek Martha of Blunt and Minimum Wage Assassins out there in DeKalb.
He just like my new painting of Mankind.
Yeah, he's a super huge wrestling fan. He looks like the son of Necro Butcher and who's the other dude?
Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn. Yeah, he looks like if they had sex, they give birth to Derek Martha,
It'd be real hard.
the man with 2 first names.
Oh my goodness! Most of your good villains only have a first name twice.
Right?
Yeah.
Good villains always leaving the villains.
Although that's another thing. PCO just had a main event match. But
For Ring of Honor
Yeah, but
against one of the Briscoes, right?
yeah,
Did that happen already?
yeah. Last night.
Okay.
But
Last night this is just so you guys know, this is being recorded on what, February 11th, right?
This is a Monday.
Monday, yes, February 11th. But I was reading the comments on a social media post, and everybody was just bashing PCO. Like, isn't that guy like 187 years old? And it's like
I said,
AJ
badass.
Styles is in his 40s.
Yeah.
Jericho is in his 40s.
yeah, Jericho's almost 50.
Always see people losing their mind
Like,
when the lights go out
PCO
and the
is
bell tolls.
better
Don't
than he's
give me
ever
this
been.
age
Not
nonsense.
to cut you guys off, but like I just told you earlier, and you corrected me, wrestling fans are the fucking
Can't get
worst
out of their own way
sometimes.
sometimes.
I can't stand it. And it goes, dude, people who shit on Impact constantly when the product has visibly been way leaps and bounds better than it has been in years, but they still shit on it. people like that, like what JR Butchman Lee is saying, they want to shit on PCO. Why do that? Just fucking sit back and enjoy. Hey, think about this. This is a guy in his 50s that if you watch the Monday Night PCO videos when they're stapling his mouth fucking shut, and they're doing all
that dude can curl more with his pinky than most of his detractors online can curl with their entire
my God. I would love that.
Decks of cards and where his mouth is bleeding and shit. Like,
PCO's the real fucking deal, man.
He's not human.
I trust PCO implicitly.
Yeah. And he's super cool guy.
He's also a veteran of BLP.
Yeah.
Yep.
We brought him in last January. He wrestled Ethan Page in probably still one of the best
You guys
matches.
put that out as one, didn't Mikey? As one of the free matches?
YouTube, yep. And that was one of the best ones we've ever had, and he stayed. In fact, I think Mikey's told the story. If not, I'm sorry, Mikey. I'm about to tell it anyway. But I believe the story is that PCO got booked for Joey Janela's spring break last year.
Yeah, when he fought
Mania.
Walter.
That match happened because Janela was in the locker room and he saw that match with Ethan Page.
Really?
And he got booked that night.
Yeah,
from what I understand.
Yeah, because he went on to the Joey Janela spring break and had a match with Walter, who just got signed to NXT
into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
That was the match. The match he had with Walter. That's where his chest was purple.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Chest chop.
Walter will do that shit to you.
Walter can stop your heart with a chop, man.
Oh man, dude, it's weird to see him do it to some of these little dudes. It's like this motherfucker's gonna get sued because he's gonna get someone a heart attack, dude.
Yeah.
That's why we sign waivers.
Let me ask you.
Show.
Yeah. Would you guys take a fucking slap from Walter?
How much am I getting paid?
Yeah.
And am I allowed
You're not
to show
getting paid.
how much it hurts?
You're just getting filmed.
Like, are we doing man check here?
I mean, I do.
No,
Try not to cringe.
Fuck, I had guitars busted on my head in high school for homecoming week. So I'll take a chest chop from Walter.
Although, have you seen? I've seen Pentagon and Ray Phoenix. People will come up and pay them to do a double chop. Penta will hit one of them will do the front, one of them do the back.
Right. Shit, now I know what I'm going to do for Wrestling 5.
When we talked about way back in the day, early on in our humble beginnings, when right before All In happened, when they did StarCast and shit, people were online paying Brian Cage to do it.
Really?
Do you want that fucking power? By look at him shaking his head.
I already got a bad heart.
Have you seen that man?
No, I don't want to fucking do that.
No, sir.
Dude, this was a pretty decent sized dude who took a chop from him too, and he was just like, oh, that should hurt.
But Cage, super fucking nice dude.
Mm-hmm. And just for the record, Jeremy, we don't say the F word on here. No, you can say fuck all you want.
Wait a second.
You know what I'm talking about.
Different 4-letter F word.
Yeah.
All right.
Hold on, I'm actually very confused. What?
Just catch just think about it a little bit.
There you go. We don't talk about food on this show.
We don't talk about how
people don't eat.
I'm going.
We don't talk about
hungry.
how Wendy's is the superior fast food burger.
Not at all.
Even
though they are,
we would not want to upset
game.
Mikey Blanton in any way, shape, or form.
Jeremy spoken.
Okay, so flat out, I hate that song.
I know. I was thinking about using it for the title too.
Because what is that song about? It's about a kid bringing a gun to school
and biting his recess teacher's titty.
So we should blame Eddie Vedder.
That associated.
No.
Because they spell it the same way too. I'm like, oh, why?
How can I?
Why can't they spell it the wrong way where it looks like you're spelling Jerome?
Jerome. I just watched Tales from the Hood. It's a second chance, Jerome. This fucking show's getting way off.
It's getting out of control.
By God, he's gonna.
I bet you didn't think that a referee would take you this far off course.
He's pushed it to the limit. Walk along the
80s songs got me ready for that freaking Cobra Kai thing to come back here.
Let's get on that real quick.
Love it.
It was fucking the shit, dude.
Up high.
Cobra Kai.
What does the Cobra do?
He slithers. Yeah, dude, you haven't seen it?
Oh, get on that.
Hold on. Johnny and Danielson will be at C2E2
Boys, we're going
with the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega. That's right, you heard it here.
My pants, they got coming.
C2E2 March 22nd through the 23rd. It's going through the 24th.
Ooh.
But 22nd, 23rd, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega will be at C2E2 in Chicago,
Illinois.
About that.
I want to go see William Zabaka and freaking Ralph Macchio.
This is the first time that Kenny Omega has ever done Marvel? A convention.
I was actually named after a character that Ralph Macchio played. I don't remember what show it was, but he did a role.
You kind of look like Ricky Lake. No, that was
he only had one role.
You can always go on Ricky Lake. Every time I hear Ricky Lake, I think of the Offspring singing that song.
Damn, that was
how dated a reference is that?
That's a back to my junior high
years for 20 years,
right?
Give it to me, baby.
And all the girlies say,
"I'm pretty fly for a white guy."
I can't believe we just did that because I fucking hate the Offspring.
But that song was a banger back in the day.
Sure.
Everybody was playing that on their speakers.
No.
There were no bangers going on in my bedroom.
Oh, man, just that Fappo.
He's banging.
No bangers.
Stacy Keebler pictures everywhere.
Stacy's mom.
Stacy Keebler.
I won't tell you that story about the Stacy Keebler poster and the copious amounts of 2CI I did one night.
How about you talk about the pictures we used to have in our old apartment in the bathroom?
No.
Okay, we're gonna segue
here's what I will talk about though. The pictures you've been painting.
Yes.
And what you've been up to. Our 1-year anniversary is coming up on March 18th. And it's crazy to think it's been a year already. And
that's next week.
Yeah, it is next week.
Time flies when you're getting fucked.
Time flies when you're slanging dung. Anyways, we're gonna have a big event. It's not gonna happen right now because it's fucking Indiana
and it's
the
fucking
weather
cold.
Sucks. It's cold and then it's summer the next day and then it's cold
you don't like
again.
the weather? Wait 5 minutes, it'll change.
Yeah, you get all 4 seasons, 24 hours in good old Northwest Indiana.
No joke. But we're planning a big event downtown Hobart. We're not going to give you a location or anything yet. As details come out, as we confirm them, we will bust them out for you guys.
It's going to be at the clock tower.
Yeah, right. Be on the lakefront. His paintings will be. You can bid on these paintings, and they'll be floating in the water.
Yeah.
Next to his float crib.
Yeah, next to some green sea.
JR's float crib. Welcome to JR's float crib. We got fish and chicken.
Yeah, and jerky.
Jerky. We got JR's jerky. By God.
It's barbecue jerky.
Teriyaki. Jeremy's like, what the fuck did I say?
He's like, why did I come on here?
Slightly. No,
but
I'm just trying to figure out how to keep up with you two. You guys just got energy, man.
Yeah, man, that's what it's all about, man.
Wait. What did you just say?
Energy?
No,
he didn't.
I don't have energy.
Tell me you just didn't say that. What? Tell me 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. 5 times. Hulk Hogan, we come for you, brother.
Oh, don't do it.
I just did. I always trust me.
What's up?
Keep it real.
Flat out. I almost had a heart attack there, too. I was like,
oh, you thought I was going to go?
No, don't do it. We already had a KKK reference. And then you're going to do that? No.
KKK took my baby away.
The Ramones?
Love the Ramones. He wasn't talking about that KKK.
No,
yeah,
totally did
man,
not.
we are way off topic now.
Yeah, as we always do. You know what? Where can people find you at on social media, Jeremy?
Everything in some fashion or another on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter is Jeremy the Ref.
Nice.
You'll see it. I'm the tubby guy in stripes, trying to look professional.
What does Black Label got coming up?
Black Label, we got a show coming March 9th. That is not Rumor and Innuendo. That is the show where we are bringing in Conrad Thompson and Bruce Pritchard. And we're going to do a double show. You stepped on it. I was working on it.
Thought you knew.
There. Whoop, there it is. Whoop.
If you didn't
You got to get that M in there. Everybody says whoop, like the ICP, whoop, whoop. No, it's whoop.
What? Oh, man, you just said
There
ICP
it
on the
is.
show.
Whoop,
You're fired.
Well, hold on. We've had the KKK reference. You know, I thought you were going to do something terrible with a Booker T promo. I feel like if ICP is the line that we can't cross, we're doing something wrong here.
ICP is blasphemous.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
You want to be a juggalo? Do that on your own time.
I mean, I'm not down with the clown, but I'm not going to say no to Faygo if it's free. You know,
I love the cotton candy Faygo. I can't lie.
dude, they have good root beer.
Yeah,
I like I'm a root beer connoisseur.
I just don't like the video games. Backyard wrestling
Oh,
with Sabu.
no.
I have them.
What is
Act
it,
like
Tylene Buck?
as a freaking middle school and high schooler that taking a weed whacker to somebody wasn't pleasurable. It was like it was kind of like getting into that Grand Theft Auto thing. You know, you live just to cause as much mayhem.
How's
as
this for
possible.
a revelation at the first AEW pay-per-view? Tylene Buck comes out to reveal that the Young Bucks are her sons.
Bam! Major
I mean,
guns.
if an 80-year-old woman can give birth to a hand, I
Another
mean,
80-year-old woman
right.
can give birth to the
I
Bucks.
feel like Tylene Buck can come out.
Well, see, one thing I had with that Mae Young Mark Henry love hand story angle. Why was that hand white? Shouldn't it have been mixed?
Maybe they
WWE
were
dropped
going to
it.
It was covered
Was
in
she
amniotic
cheating?
sack.
Was she
Well,
cheating
maybe-
on Mark Henry?
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe they're gonna go that way, and
Yeah,
it's just
the
like
birthing.
You know what?
Yeah,
We're
I need explanations. 20
What
years
I want to
later.
know is if you saute that after birth, what's it taste like?
I don't want to know.
I'm not even gonna dignify
Ask
that
Kim
with a
Kardashian because I
response.
heard she eats placenta.
Yeah, don't we
but,
all? We're living high
amniotic
class.
sacs aside, we've got on March 9th the Black Label doubleheader.
Nice.
5:30. We're
The tickets
doing,
are going out fast for that motherfucker,
Dude,
aren't they?
they are fast. They're faster than a cheerleader on prom night.
And we're what, 2 weeks out?
A few weeks out. 3 or 4. March 9th, starting at 5:30 showtime. We're wrestling first, then we're gonna do the live event,
Holy fuck! On April 5th, right?
and then April 5th, out at the White Eagle Hall in Jersey City, New Jersey. We're going to be making our debut at an event called The Collective, which is being held. It's being held in the same general area as it is every year. Well, not the Collective. This is the first year for the Collective, but everybody converges on the same city that WrestleMania is happening for the week.
Right.
So we're going to be there. AEW is going to be
like
there.
last year with
GCW.
WrestleCon.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
I call it Wrestling Woodstock.
Right.
Different name, same. It's the same general idea. Everybody that is going to be there in some fashion or another. So we've got that going on. June 1st, we're going to be at the Lincoln Center in Highland. We're bringing in Psychosis.
Really? I'm looking forward to that.
Shout out to Psychosis.
What about Hoovy? The Juice?
I don't know. Mikey doesn't divulge everything to me, so I don't know. Maybe there's, we're going to be midway in a match, and all of a sudden here comes a Juan Deere and Hoovy on the back.
One question I did have with the Whoomp There It Is event with Bruce Pritchard and Conrad Thompson.
Rumor and innuendo.
Is that going to be two separate events, or are they going to broadcast live during the event?
it is.
No. This is separate.
It's two separate. Okay.
I believe that this is one of those things.
It's two for the price of one.
Yeah.
Right.
It's two for the price of one, and it's going to be fun.
Siamese wet dream.
Well, I don't know about all that, but
Now, will there be like meet and greets, or is that yet to be
there are
determined?
meet and greets going, and the VIP tickets. We're running very low on those. If we're
I
not out
imagine so,
already,
yeah.
I'd have to.
Where
I'd
can
have
you
to
get
look.
tickets at?
You can go to our Facebook, and there's a link there that will direct you there to the tickets. Right. I'm trying
BLPWrestling.com?
Yeah. Well, BLPWrestling.com, or actually the tickets are available at blpstw.bpt.me. That is where you can find the tickets for our doubleheader. And
That was a very confusing URL.
yeah. Like I said, go to our Facebook
Yeah.
for Black Label Pro.
Facebook and Twitter. You guys are on Twitter at what? At BLP Wrestling?
Yeah. We're there. Man, you're making me pull it all up.
You can get merch too at blpmerch.com.
Man, you know more about this than I do.
Oh, get out of here.
Sheesh, you
Get
got it off
outta
the
here.
top of your head. I'm sitting here trying to pull it up on my phone. Full disclosure, I am very ill prepared for this. I wasn't quite sure what we were going to talk about. I knew the dates, but I did not know exactly what we were going to shill out. But yeah, we're all over on social media. We're on Instagram. Just type in Black Label Pro, you'll find us.
The indie.
Oh, we're the super indie. But yeah, Black Label is probably the coolest promotion I've seen. I've kind of always adhered to the moniker that just when you think you've seen everything that you think you want to see,
Mikey will pull a rabbit out of a hat and show you something that you didn't even know you wanted to see until we presented it to you.
Yeah, I like that analogy a lot. I very much agree with it. And fuck, having you on this episode marks probably, I think, the 4th time now that we've featured Black Label Pro as, the main topic, so to speak, for tonight. Even though it wasn't necessarily the main topic, I think it became one of them. And obviously having you involved in it, being their referee.
I was not able to keep order in any of this.
That's all right.
This went so far off.
I got a quick question for you that you could keep the order of. Since you're the referee for Black Label Pro, what would be your dream match to referee?
Yeah, anybody. If Mikey could come up to you tomorrow and say, "Hey, bro,
Mikey
this
could
is
not
what I just
give
fucking
me the
booked."
match that I want to have because the two people that I want are both no longer with us. I've always kind of had this idea in my head that one of the greatest intercontinental title matches you could have would be Macho Man Randy Savage from about the early '90s era, Steamboat, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Steamboat era.
Ooh, well, you got
versus Eddie Guerrero, probably 03, 04 Eddie Guerrero.
All you got to do
think about the promos there.
Well, you can have that if you start the AZW, the all zombie wrestling.
But wouldn't kind of like some of their dexterity and speed and probably their intellect be taken away because of the zombie condition kind of.
Well, there's no promos. It's
You ever seen Pro Wrestlers versus
Yeah,
Zombies?
there's the promo. Stuff like that, but like I would love an Eddie Guerrero versus Randy Savage.
Yeah, I think
with
that would have been dope.
Think about how Eddie would have gone after.
Eddie comes out with China.
Just goes after Miss Elizabeth. Hey, mamacita, you want to get with a real intercontinental champion? Come see some Latino heat. I'll show you how it's done. And there comes Macho Man. Yeah, you little pipsqueak. You want to come at Miss Elizabeth? Well, let me tell you something, brother. You can't handle the madness. Something like that. Oh, it writes itself.
Yeah. I agree. That would
You really just got me to do that on air.
Yeah. We fucking like to get it all out here on the JP Dub.
Man, like I said, Black Label is my home. I love it to death. I can't thank Michael Blanton enough for giving me the opportunity and the shot to be a part of the insanity that he has created. I cannot wait to see what else he does this year and in the years coming because I think he's just getting started.
Yeah, and it's getting bigger and bigger. Everything I've seen, like I said, Unplugged last week. Was that last weekend, the weekend before? I can't even remember now.
Like, I'm not going to say that I expected it to be a bad show. I didn't expect it to be that show. Everybody on that show was
cool,
wrestling
dude.
like it was their last match.
Yeah. It was super fucking
good.
cool, dude. I saw probably the stiffest pro wrestling match I've ever fucking seen. That Kevin Koo
Workhorseman versus Sadcom.
Yeah,
oh
dude.
my god.
Oh, God, man, that was fucking ridiculous. And that's what Mikey does, and that's why I appreciate him so much, man.
I hope I see that match again.
Going forward, like, here's the thing. Anybody involved in Northwest Indiana and Chicagoland, for that matter, it doesn't really matter where in the fucking world you're at, because there's people all over the world that listen to this show. There's people all over the world that could check out Black Label Pro. You guys are still on, what is it, Powerbomb TV or Power Slam TV?
I believe it's had a name change, but if you type in Powerbomb TV on Google, I think it's like Independent Wrestling TV or something like that.
I hate when they do that shit.
But
it's
it's
like
still
already
the same
established.
URL pretty much. You type in Powerbomb TV, it's going to take you right there.
Yeah. So
more importantly,
check that shit out.
What do you think about Shawn Michaels' shaved head?
He looks like a dick.
Wait, that was Shawn Michaels? I thought it was Joey Mercury.
All right.
No, the googly eye gives it away.
Hey, check it out. How come he ain't got no hair on the sides? I think it looks kind of cool.
I can't do a lot of Mike Judge voices. I can do John Redcorn, but I just feel like that'd be bad
bust out
taste.
some John Redcorn.
No, I am not doing that. That could be in bad taste.
With this PC climate, he's keeping it PG.
Would be in bad taste for my people.
Bad Taste, that's another great Peter Jackson movie for all you horror fans out there. Go check that out.
Wait, Peter Jackson did something other than the Lord of the Rings trilogy?
Oh,
boy, you never hear the fanboys talk about that.
Oh no,
no, because they don't know
flash
about
back
it.
to Clerks 2.
His
Lord of the Rings was an epic achievement.
bad taste. Isn't that when they had like the big bowl of like
yeah, it's like
colored
Robert,
shit?
you're making a robust bouquet.
Yeah.
They're like eating the vomit. The aliens with the middle fingers.
It even got him the Director of the Year award that your friend George Toyboy Lucas has
Toy boy.
and will never achieve.
right. Yeah, go back. That was Peter Jackson's first movie, I do believe.
Yeah, Bad Taste.
Was Bad Taste. I own that motherfucker. Matter of fact, I own the Korean version, which comes in English, so I got lucky on that. I fucking love that movie. It's a great horror classic. Check it out. It's super gory, super funny. It's filmed in New Zealand, the home of Jay White. Your current reigning, defending New
Ring of
Japan
Honor.
Pro Wrestling.
Pro Wrestling.
Heavyweight
champion
of the world. Oh, God, what just happened? Anyways, Jeremy, I'd like to thank you for coming out tonight. And I hope you'd like to come back again. You have a good time?
I would love to. This
Yeah,
was
man.
This was
Hey,
the
salute, brother.
salute. I have nothing left in the can, but salute,
It's all right.
gentlemen. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. The pleasure's all ours. So,
Pleasure.
anybody looking for any more action?
Shout out to Jennifer Aniston.
I'd like to shout out to Jennifer Aniston.
Isn't it her birthday today?
Is it?
I believe she turns 50.
Is that why you're
today.
talking about her so much? She's over 50.
I think she turned 50
49
today.
or
Jennifer
50.
Aniston still
Girl's
looks
got it going
better
on.
at
Hey, you know what I
50+.
just watched? What was it? What's the movie where her daughter's fat? It's like
I don't know.
Where who's fat?
her daughter's fat and she does like pageant shows.
Dumpling or
Dumpling.
something? Yeah.
I watched that. It kind of sucked, but I liked it.
Yeah.
It's called Dumpling. Check it out on Netflix.
Jennifer Aniston, 50 years old today.
And still better looking
man,
than her 19, 20, and 25-year-old counterparts.
And Brad Pitt just went to her birthday party.
Brad Pitt. The greatest
Pitt.
mistake that Brad Pitt ever made
Yeah.
was leaving Jennifer
My
Aniston.
name's Brad Pitt. I'm on the
But he
hunt
left
for
her
that
for
clip.
Angelina Jolie. So, I mean,
I stand by my statement. I will take Jennifer Aniston over Angelina Jolie.
Oh
any day.
yeah,
Twice
dude.
on
Oh
Sunday.
yeah, she looks like Skeletor
I don't
now.
know, but
She's
Jennifer
like,
Aniston kind of looks like a lawn gnome.
I never understood the draw to Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah, me neither.
To
She looks like a
Angelina
lawn
Jolie.
Well-
I never understood Jolie's draw.
Well, have you ever seen Geely?
I've heard about it.
You ever seen
Well-
Tomb
But
Raider?
look,
You ever seen Original Sin?
I never understood the draw to her. I didn't think she
It was
a
her-
very.
hey, to
no,
quote
she was
South
not
Park-
a good.
Hey,
she was not a good Laura Croft.
Hey,
I'm
before
sorry.
she started
No.
filming the part of Skeletor, she had a way better body than Jennifer Aniston.
Hey, to quote South Park,
No.
I only came back because of her rocking tits. Yeah.
But one good nude scene does not.
No, there was a lot of good nudes.
How many good nude scenes did Jennifer Aniston
Yeah,
done?
how
None,
many-
and you know,
exactly.
and you
How
know
many
why
have you
that
done,
is,
Jeremy?
Because she's
because
afraid
you
of her
can't
nipples.
afford of her. You can't afford her. You can't afford of her.
I don't have to afford her. Hey, never mind. I can't say that on air.
Some
Hey,
things are better left to the imagination, brother.
Yeah, but why did
Imagination
Why
Glenn.
did she never wear a bra on Friends then? She wasn't
She
trying
wore
to
a
leave
bra,
nothing
they were
to the-
just sheer. They
Yeah,
were, like,
she wasn't
really-
trying to leave nothing to the
yeah.
imagination.
I'm gonna leave everything to imagination because we gotta get the fuck off air right now, brothers. We've been blowing these people's minds for a good long time.
Talking about everything other than what we intended.
Well, no,
to
that's
talk
good.
about.
That's what's coming. That's what Juice Pro Wrestling would give you. Would give you the best of pro wrestling talk,
The best-
and pop culture talk, man. Video games,
and the
fucking-
rabbit out of
titty
the
talk.
hat that
Yeah.
you didn't know you wanted until we presented it to you.
That's
It
right.
just happened again.
That's right.
That's right. Whose hard nipples would you rather see, Angelina Jolie or Jennifer Aniston? Drop a comment.
Do I seriously even?
I
have
like to see
dignify that with
China's.
a comment.
China's?
Even right now.
That's it.
Sir.
That's it. We're done.
Sir,
I do
We are
declare,
done.
Mr. Beauregard.
that is the line I just cannot cross.
I would like
You know
to see.
what?
They're probably still good.
You know
they were
what?
fake.
Yeah, they're probably still stiff.
You know what, brother? I think that by the power invested in me by referees everywhere, I am
I
throwing
been
this out. I am
disqualified?
throwing this podcast out.
yeah.
You are disqualified. No contest. That's it. Ring the bell.
Oh, ding, 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 ding. Fuck. Hey, this is the Juice. I've just been disqualified, and I hope you all tune in next week. Find me on Instagram at Juice Pro Wrestling, on Twitter at JPW Podcast. We're on Facebook at Juice Pro Wrestling. JR, where the motherfucking these people find you?
Find me on Instagram, jr.butchko, Butchko.
Yeah. And Jeremy, You know why? I'm even gonna give you the rope. You just disqualify me, motherfucker.
Well, you shouldn't have broke the rules.
God, fuck the rules.
He said Jeremy.
Hey, no, sir. I stand for rule and order, sir.
You know why I like to break the rules? Because on the JP Dub, we like to wet 'em up, wet 'em up, wet 'em up, wet 'em up. You gonna do sex to me?